Hi all, I'm John Stokinger, an account executive for TravelNet Solutions. I specialize in track property management software. Today I have the owner of Cascade Vacation Rentals, Steve Surbaugh, with me to discuss his transition to TravelNet Solutions for digital marketing and property management software. Thank you for joining me, Steve.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So first of all, tell us a little about your company.
So we're in northern Minnesota on the shore of Lake Superior. We manage properties spread out over 200 miles, and we currently manage about 180 properties. I've been doing this since 2004. Started off with a small book of business, 35-ish properties, bought that book of business from another company that was retiring, and then grew it from there, and have worked with 4 different software providers over the years. TRACK is the most recent one. I was with LiveRes before TRACK and was with LiveRes for quite a long time, probably at least 8 years.
So you're at LiveRes for quite a few years. What are some of the other reasons why, or some of the reasons you're looking for a new solution?
So that, along with the communication and the fact that the communication and focus on being partners with their customers seemed to have slid off a little bit, made me start taking a look around. And so I've told my team for years now that we have to build our company and the way that we do things around the software that we use. We can't decide how we're going to do things and then force the software to do it or cobble together workarounds, because that's inefficient in the long run. And so we really try to organize our workflow and how we do things around the property management software. Your software was more mature. You had more people that were live on it. When we drove down to the office and had the demo, you had good answers to the questions, and they were questions that you had clearly received before. And you know, at the end of the day, some of it just frankly comes down to relationships. I liked the people that I was talking with. I felt like they were trustworthy, and I felt like we were going to be on the same team, and that's what I was looking for.
Talk to me about that implementation process with TRACK hospitality software.
I think it was about a 3-month process for us. And when we switched from Guest Tracker to RNS and from RNS to LiveRes, that was a process that as a business owner, I was deeply involved in every step of the way. And it kind of dominated my life for whatever the implementation time was. And it was stressful, and I had other things that I had to do during the same time. And so my days just became very, very long. This implementation process was very different. 2 of my employees did 98% of the work. And the most interesting thing about it was that they were able to continue to do their normal jobs while they were doing all of the implementation steps. And awesome. I did very little as a business owner, which was not what I expected. In fact, I would say I haven't come across a single thing yet in the software or as part of the implementation process where I felt like, ooh, we should have done this thing slightly differently because of something that the 2 employees didn't anticipate. Now I've got. But on your guys' side of things, I think what worked really, really well was 2 things. One is you guys used Basecamp, and we've certainly used Basecamp on other projects before, but I never felt like it was as adopted as fully as you guys had done it. And really, almost everything was in that ecosystem, and the responses were quick, and the people that needed to see the responses got to see the responses, and things just moved along in a very quick fashion. The other piece of it is you guys have clearly done this before, and you have captured that learning from doing these implementations and carried it forward to the next one in a very diligent manner. you broke down each of the steps into something that was bite-sized, so that Serena and Jay, the two employees that worked on this, could sort of take that, work on those as sort of mini projects in between all of the other stuff that they were doing on a day-to-day basis, and learn about the software, ask the questions about how we were going to do things slightly differently from LiveRes to TRACK.
But what changes have you noticed in your business and operations since implementing TRACK?
We were using Navis before, and Navis is a separate product that's sort of attached through an API to LiveRes, and that worked totally fine. But because Pulse is directly attached to the property management system now, and they're built together, that there is no connection piece of it like there was with LiveRes and Navis. And so from a workflows perspective, we have noticed that it takes fewer clicks and fewer screens to accomplish the same types of things that we were doing before, which of course saves time, saves frustration, less likely to make mistakes. You're harvesting more accurate data that way. So that part of it has been very interesting. Much of anything. I mean, there's some questions now and then, but not very many. And I don't know. I mean, it's just working, and I mean, reservations are coming in across the web. We're taking phone reservations. We're capturing leads and working those leads, and we're making changes in the software, and that stuff is showing up on the website. We're changing pictures out. I mean, it's been a faster learning curve for us than it was in the past.
So I have one final question for you today is, what advice would you give to a potential client thinking about moving to TravelNet Solutions?
Well, of the solutions that are out there today, I obviously think that this is the best option that's out there. So I think it's always smart to look around and do some comparison shopping and ask some tough questions. I think if you do that, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up with the same answer that I came up with.
And we hope to keep growing this with you. And thank you so much. Appreciate you, Steve.
Thank you very much.